What up, guys? We are doing this Mod 19 quiz review. Let's make it happen. So we have our surface area questions here. So just like with volume, whatever the word is in front of it, like that word triangular here, this actually tells us what the base is in advance. Remember that the base is the thing that goes through the entire object. So in this case, we see that word triangular, and that's the part that goes through the entire object to the other side, where that other side is also a triangle. Because it's doing this, that's going to be the height that is perpendicular to the base. That is different than this height over here. That is the height of the triangle. So there's a big difference there. So this 6 is the height of the triangle. That 7 is the height of the object. So when you're talking about this height there, that's the height of the triangle. And you're talking about this height there, that's the height of the entire surface. So our surface area here is going to be our perimeter of our base multiplied by that height perpendicular plus 2 times the area of the base. We're going to be using that formula quite a bit on these questions. You couldn't even see what I wrote there. I apologize, but there it is. We're going to go ahead and get that perimeter of the base going. The perimeter of the base is going to be nice and simple because that 10 is also on the other side. We have the 6, the 8, and the 10. So we have 6 plus 8 plus 10, and that's going to give us a nice 24. And then you have the area of the base. And the area of the base, just use your 1/2 base of the triangle, 8, times the height of the triangle, 6. And you can throw all of that into the calculator. And interestingly enough, you'll also get 24. They're not exactly the same 24, though, because this is the perimeter, and that means it has a 1 unit. So this would be like centimeters. This is an area. This would be centimeters squared. So cute little thing just to know about that. Regardless, we're going to throw into our formula, our perimeter of the base is 24. Multiplied by, not plus, our height perpendicular, we just were told earlier, was 7. We have 2 bases on both sides, so 2 times the area of the base is 24. And if you put all of it into the calculator, if I remember from earlier today, it's going to be 216. But I am using a calculator, so I might as well just show you guys. I do 24 times 9. So this is a cute little calculator trick because you're doing 24 twice here, right? So it's like you could factor it out. It's like the same as 24 times 9. Anyways, cute little idea there. It is 216 for sure. Centimeters squared. All these are going to be a unit squared because it's an area. For the next one here, we have our surface area of the trapezoidal prism. So the trapezoidal prism, if you notice, has exactly that same formula. I'm just going to rewrite it just because it's always the perimeter of the base times the height that is perpendicular to the base 2 times the area of the base. So in this one, because it has the word trapezoidal there, this is going to be our base, is that trapezoid. So we have this trapezoid going on over here. That means this is 8 because we have both of these. This is a 5. That means that it's going through the 3. So this is our height perpendicular. This is our height of the trapezoid itself. I think that covers everything we're going to need. We'll go ahead and use our perimeter of the base is equal to 8 plus 11 plus 8 plus 5. So 8 plus 11 plus 8 plus 5. That is, in fact, 32. The area of the base, they give you this formula 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times the height. I have taught it in class as the height over 2. So that's what we're going to do. 6 divided by 2. So I guess I could write that. The area of a trapezoid I have always written out as height over 2, base 1 plus base 2. That's kind of like the more calculus way. Regardless, the height divided by 2, and then base 1, base 2, 5, and 11. And what is that? 16 divided by 2 is 8 times 6 is 48. And plugging all this into our equation, the perimeter of the base, 32, times the height that is perpendicular to the base, we told us is 3. 2 area of the base is now 2 times that 48. If you throw all that into the calculator, you get 96 twice, which is 192. And yet again, centimeters squared. Nice and neat. Let's move on to question number 3. So on question number 3 here, what is the surface area of the cylinder? They give us the same exact formula twice. We're just going to be using it twice. The surface area is, here's our radius and here's our height. Our surface area is 2 times pi times the radius of 10 times the height perpendicular, which is 5, plus another 2 times pi times our radius of 10 squared. If you're just watching this the first time, you weren't in class, just a reminder what these things are. This part right here is called our lateral surface area. It's the part that is not the bases. And this is our two different areas on the top and bottom. When you put all these into the calculator, you don't type in pi. So I'm just going to show that. So this does add up to 300, but 2 times 10 times 5 plus 2 times 10 squared. So if you notice, I just skipped over that pi. I never typed the pi in, and I get 300. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the pi in after the fact. So 300 pi, and yet again, centimeters and squared. Continuing on, question number 4. What is the surface area here? Exactly the same formula. I don't think there's really much to say on this. 2 times pi times our radius of 4 times our height of 8 plus 2 times pi times our radius squared of 4. And our surface area there, 32 times 2, 64, plus an additional 32 is going to give us 96 with a pi on it. And let's go on to question 5. So this one, the lateral surface area is a little bit different. So just in case you wanted to write that word down, the lateral surface area is always this part that's not the bases. We call this the LSA, the lateral surface. It's an A, by the way. Surface area. And this particular L right there, that is an L, and that is the slant height. So the slant height on this one is this 6 right here. That's what L is. It's the height that's on the side of the triangle. It's not the height going up and down. We don't care about the height going up and down at all in these problems. That's only for volume. So in these ones, we have our slant height right there being L. Our lateral surface area is there. And let's keep on doing it. So we're going to have our perimeter of our base. It's just going to be all 4 of those 4s. I could have put 4 times 4, but I'm going to put 4 plus 4 plus 4, give you 16. The area of the base, that's a square as well, so that's going to be 4 squared. It's going to give you 16. And now our surface area, we're using that formula, 1/2 times the perimeter, 16, times the slant height, L, plus the area of the base, 16, equals, and what's that going to be? Half of 6 is 3, and 3 is 48, 48, 16, 64 centimeters squared. And there it is. Let's move on to the next page. Or the backside anyways. All right, on number 6, in class, I always put this rad 3 on top, but it doesn't matter because I'm not going to put it into the calculator when I do it. So let's just get going on it right away. Same exact formula as the perimeter of the base first. The perimeter of the base, we got 6 and 6 and 6. We have 3 6s there. 3 times 6 is equal to 18. The area of our base, we are using that formula. And again, when I did it in class, I put the rad 3 on top because that is kind of the more standard way. You'll see it in calculus. That 6 is our side length. This right here is our S, if you were looking for it in the question. And yeah, when you put this into your calculator, again, you're going to make the rad 3 a 1, which is kind of why they put a 1 there, is so they remind you for that calculator part. But if you did this, oops, it's I keep on forgetting this calculator doesn't have the fancy setup yet. I haven't updated the operating system. We have 1/4 times 6 squared. Now, please note, you can actually do this without a calculator. 6 squared is 36. 36 divided by 4 is 9. So I don't really need a calculator for that, but just to show you, get the 9. But don't forget the rad 3 afterwards. So the rad 3 kind of just gets tacked on at the end. Using our surface area formula, we have 1/2 times our perimeter is 18 times our slant height of 10 plus, and now we're going to write down our area of the base is 9 rad 3. What makes this problem a little bit weird is the 9 rad 3 is not a like term with any of the other ones. So you're going to do just this part into the calculator. So 1/2 of 18 is 9. 9 times 10 is 90. And then you're going to add that 9 rad 3. Oops, that is a rad 3. That is a really ugly rad 3, but do what we got to do. And we got centimeters squared. There it is. Moving on. What is the surface area of this cone? This again is our slant height. Yet again, like that right there is our L. So our surface area is our lateral surface area. Pi times 9 times 24 plus pi times our 9 squared. And yet again, we have pi, so we won't put that into the calculator when we do it. If you put in your calculator correctly, you will get 297, but don't forget your pi. Very easy to forget when you're not typing into the calculator. On question number 8, we have a 6, 8, and then a 10 triangle. The way you could remember that is the fact that these divide by 2. If I divide it by 2 there, I get a 3 and a 4. And we know that we have a 3, 4, 5 triangle, so times 2 makes that L is equal to 10. You could have also just done your Pythagorean theorem like they suggested in the question. However, I really think that Pythagorean triple trick is really worth your time to learn. So we're going to have that pi times the radius of 6 times that slant height of 10. Pi times our radius squared, 6 squared. You put that into your calculator and you'll get 96 with a pi on it, centimeters squared. Continuing on, let's finish this off. Surface area, yet again, these are both 9s because it's half of the diameter, and that surface area formula is so easy for your spheres. 4 times pi r squared, 4 times 9 squared. Put that into your calculator, you'll get 324 with a pi on it, centimeters squared. And on question 10 here, our very last one, 3 times pi times 3 squared, and in fact 27 pi centimeters squared. And we're done. Have a wonderful rest of your day, guys. Peace out.